Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Josh and Jovanay. Welcome, beautiful people. How we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good.
Nice. So we did have you all on, God, what episode was that?
16.
16. We had you guys on episode 16 where you ended up matching. Okay. So is it a yes for you for her?
It's definitely yes.
Is it a yes for you for him?
It's a yes.
We got a match! I'll take this and you guys can go on off. Okay, so as we saw on the show,
Man, she looks stunning, even way better than the first in the episode where they matched. She looks gorgeous. The dress is just everything is just perfect. Now, I'm not big on these tattoos. These usually they're kind of red flag, but but she looks beautiful. I mean, she looks stunning. This guy also looks different here. I don't know. I guess different camera angles because they're right facing us.
it's always getting lots of views. People in the comments are always talking about some things that stand out to them. One of the main things that stood out, Josh, on your segment with Jovanay was when you asked her a question. I know, look, you're smirking. I feel like you know where I'm going with this. Your question was something about like sexuality or whatever it is. And at first she was like, can you elaborate? And then you kind of didn't finish elaborating. She was like, yes. Like, can you tell us like a little bit more detail what you were trying to say?
Yes, definitely. Like I was saying on the show, I feel like sexuality is definitely a very important aspect in a relationship, and if you don't have that sexual compatibility, then I think that's gonna actually make the relationship difficult. It's gonna be very difficult to continue. So, so yeah, definitely, I feel like definitely a lot of exploration, but within the confines of like my partner's sexual boundaries. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay. So he explained it a lot more now. I'm pretty sure you guys maybe spoke about it later. We don't know yet. Yeah. But what made you kind of say like yes before he was able to like finish fully explaining what he meant?
I feel like I know what he meant to a certain extent as far as just being open to trying new things. Like he said, compatibility sexually is kind of important to a few people. I know that is one thing for me as well. So I knew what he meant, and just kind of saving ourselves some conversation for later. I was like, you know what? Yes.
And I think the only reason she was even willing and open to answer that question, because if you guys watch the episode, he asked her about sexuality. Are you open to this? Blah blah blah, and she just said yes right away. But I think the main reason was for me. I watched the episode, actually reacted to it, is because they were already physically attracted to each other, which goes to show that a woman will let you ask certain questions or even get away with certain questions if she likes you already. Now, for me, I wouldn't go that far, especially if you're just meeting a woman. It's better to just stay away from the sexual talk unless she brings it up. Even if she brings it up, you want to talk about it just a little bit, don't go deep and just move away from the subject. Because sometimes they use it as a trap, or they use it as bait to see if all you're thinking about is sex and stuff like that. But she did answer. She was open, which I think every man appreciates. She was outgoing and open to the question and answered truthfully the way she felt, but because she was attracted to him. Like, if you guys watch the episode, she was attracted to him. The moment I saw them lock eyes, I just knew they were going to match.
Got it. And did the question like throw you off or anything? You seemed a little flustered afterwards, but I'm not sure if it was just.
Well, I wanted to know more of what he meant specifically, but I guess when he got to a point where he was mentioning vulnerability and just exploration, I just kind of was like, okay, we getting into some things. Yeah, that's what I took from it. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad y'all were able to understand each other. Us on the back end, we're just looking like, what's going on here? Guess that's why you guys were a match. But so kind of to get into you guys matching. So since you ended up matching, have you gone on a date? Have you guys hung out?
Yes.
Yeah.
We hang out quite often. So yeah.
I love it. Okay. All right. How did the first date go?
First day, I feel like it went well. To my
Okay.
knowledge, we I think we went and got sushi. I believe the first date.
We went for drinks at Little Rituals.
Oh yeah, okay, that was the
Yes.
How do you
second
get
date.
sushi? It was the
Yeah.
same day?
No, that was the second date.
Yeah,
So
second date. Yes. But we went to
Okay.
go get drinks downtown at Little Rituals. It was a nice rooftop bar, so
Got it.
nice
Okay.
dim lights and vibes.
And this was after filming, or was it the next day?
Okay, so far everything sounds good. They matched. They went on couple dates, but as these stories go, there's usually more to the eye. I like her voice. She looks good. I just can't stop thinking about that. But let's go.
Day or
We went that Wednesday, so what, it was like about 3 days after maybe? Yeah.
Okay.
So
And so how was the communication after you matched, like up to the point of you guys going out to that first date?
it was, go ahead.
Okay.
So for me, I feel like that's something I do struggle with in terms of communication. So like I'm very busy with like the work that I do. So I'm like allocating a lot of my time with clients. So I think that me being mindful with Jovanet, and I think that took some time.
So from the day, I think the show was filmed on like a Saturday. You guys went on the date on a Wednesday. So you're saying it was the communication on your end that kind of pushed the date back to the Wednesday, or
Um, so yeah, communicate. No, we I set up a time for
okay.
Wednesday. I believe that was on Wednesday because I just was really busy. So that's just the time that I had within what I had to do. So
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to hop in there.
So yeah, the night that we matched, we exchanged numbers and we planned for Wednesday.
Okay,
So that
good.
was fine. That worked out with our schedules. Leading up to the date, we had communication. We've spoken on the phone, on
Okay.
FaceTime for about like an hour or so before
Nice.
we met.
That's good communication. Plus, I don't know how people, especially if you just met someone, how are you on a FaceTime call for an hour? So what's gonna be the use of the date? I feel like you're killing the mystery. So it sounds like she wanted him to text her every day. I mean, you just met. Like, let it linger. Let some mystery grow. But if you're talking on the FaceTime for an hour, that's already enough time. And then you want him to text you and call you every day leading up to the date. Like, I don't know. No, it's killing the mystery. And looks like so many women these days, like some women will even cancel a date on you if you didn't call them every single day leading up to the date. And I'm like, the use of the date is for us to get to know each other, not through the phone. But I guess that's the dating right now.
Or excuse me, before we went out. So we had some communication, but very minimal, like he was saying. But just, I mean,
But you talked on the phone, FaceTime for an hour. You wanted him to FaceTime you every single day leading up to the date? Then what would be the use of the date? Am I tripping, guys?
yeah, like he said, we were filling each other out as far as like our schedule and getting to know each other. So,
Okay.
but I mean, it was fine.
Got
So,
it. And so after that first date, you guys went out for sushi. You said the next date
yeah.
was sushi. Okay, who picked the sushi date?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he texted me the next day and was like, "You got plans tonight?" I was like, "No, I do not."
So it was Wednesday.
See, sounds like he's actually communicating, but sounds like she wants it every single day. That gets boring, especially if you just met someone.
Right after Thursday, you're out
Yeah,
again. I love that.
so-
Okay. So I mean, the communication wasn't that bad then. If you went
And
right
yeah,
in there.
yeah, like I said, we just met each other, but once we got the vibes going, of course, I was like, "Yeah,
That's
let's
good.
see each other again." So.
Okay, nice. So how's it going now? Like, have you guys drinks, sushi? What else? What's going on?
Right now, I think that personally, I know we had some bumps in the road, but
Okay.
I feel like that's not something that we can't get over. So I think we still, this is part of growing, learning process in a relationship. It's like growing pain. So I think that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk? What are these bumps that you guys are experiencing?
Communication.
Sounds like she wants him to text her every single day, right? Now, if it's one thing if she said, I texted him and he didn't respond, I called him and didn't pick up and he didn't call me back. But sounds like she wants him to initiate all the texting and calling. People use communication in the wrong way, right? Communication doesn't mean you have to talk every single day, every lunch, good morning text, good night text, good night. Like, no, you don't have to do that. He can text you when he feels like. You can text him when you want to check on him as well. If he doesn't text you every day, it doesn't mean he doesn't care, especially when you just met. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that kind of communication. But man, the dating stuff these days is crazy.
Still happening.
It's communication mainly more so. I try to be as vocal as I can about what my needs are in communication. Like Josh said, it's a work in progress for him. He did mention that that was something that he struggles with. And it's weird because it's not like he struggles.
It sounds like she's needy. That's needy behavior, to be honest. Like when you want someone to text you and all day call you FaceTime for hours every day, that's needy behavior.
Struggles to open up and share like stories from the past or what have you not. But I think when there's conflict involved, or not even conflict, because I don't feel like we argue. We have a difference of opinions.
Okay.
And sometimes emotions can be involved with that too. And I would say the time frame also of him going about just shutting down is what's been mainly more so an issue.
Okay.
So
I see. And I do recall on the episode you guys were on, I think you asked how do they handle conflict and stuff like that. You did mention you take your time with like, going at the issue, whatever it is. And I think now you're experiencing that.
I did. And however, I believe the lineup of me asking a characteristic trait, that was something that he had mentioned may happen. And I just was like, of course, as long as you're able to communicate that with me,
Right.
so that way I can know we're coming back to this or we're okay. That was something that was also like very big for me. So
Okay.
I just think that's where we need a little bit of work on, is just him being able to communicate, because sometimes it's just going to leave me in the
Wondering.
dark. Yeah, in the
Okay.
dark. So, and we're both trying, but I'm trying also my best to be able to kind of figure out what's going on, or, so yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Now, obviously, Josh is not really speaking as much because as a guy, we are used to be blamed for every single thing in a relationship. Now, they just met and it's literally two women versus him. Now, Arlette might be like the host, but, she's going to back up the woman more, so she's going to let the woman talk more. And for him as a man, he's like, okay, I'm on a public platform. I'm just going to take it. I mean, what can I do? Now, he could try to stand up for himself, but regardless, people in the comments are just going to see him as the bad guy. For me, I'm going to play devil's advocate and say she is being so needy so early on. So in his mind, he's thinking, okay, if you ask me to text you every day, FaceTime every day, that means the moment I don't do it, you're going to take that as I do not care about you, which shouldn't be. It shouldn't feel like a job, like, oh, I got to text you every day, and if I don't, oh, she's going to think I don't care and stuff like that. So for me, they just met. They don't have to text and talk every single day. And she just got to be patient with him a little bit more. Also, the fact that she's talking about she's using communication as a way to make herself look like she's trying, but she didn't say I texted him, he didn't respond. She didn't say I called him, he didn't call me back, or he didn't pick up. None of that. All she's talking about, he's not calling every day, he's not talking every day, he's shutting down. Because as men, it's like, okay, if I don't feel like you are being as inviting and as patient with me, then what's the point? You're not even going to understand what I'm feeling because you're not already giving me the chance anyway.
So what do you feel stops you from like just letting her know anything? It sounds like.
That's a good question. That's something I think I'm still trying to figure out.
Okay.
Right? So that's just gonna take some personal growth. But I think as long as Giovanna allows me the patience, as long as she's patient with me and wants to continue with the journey in terms of like allowing me to evolve in that aspect, I think it'll work out. I think the
Okay.
potential is there, and I think that I hope that she would like to see it through. So.
Exactly what I just said. She's not being patient with him because they matched on a public platform, right? So she's hoping it grows into something good so quick so that the public can be like, oh yeah, first successful couple from Pop the Balloon show. You know what I mean? And it's like, just be patient with it. I get it. The public are looking at you, social media, they're hoping, they want you, and you got to show up for the social media stuff and stuff like that. for the likes and the views, but it's like just take your time with the man, right? Give him, be patient with the whole situation. Build the foundation should be good. That way, whatever you're building, but if you rush the process of everything, especially with a man opening up, he's like, okay, can I trust you to open up? If you're if you're if you are having issues with me not texting me every day, that is scary for any man. It's like, okay, you're this needy now. What's gonna happen a year, 2 years down the road? And what if I never give you exactly what you want? Does that mean now you're just gonna leave? What's gonna happen?
What's his face? What's his face?
It's no face. I mean, I mean, Josh knows we've had multiple conversations just about, I think one thing he asked me also in reverse was like, well, what is a characteristic about you? My patience, because at the end of,
Ta-da! So he likes to take his time, and she's impatient. Because for me, it doesn't sound like he has poor communication. It just sounds like he likes to take his time with opening up, and he's not going to text you, call you every day. And for her, it sounds like she wants to speed up things, like I said, for the social media to show everyone that, hey, looks like, look at our match. We're a couple now. We matched from Pop the Balloon. And she's impatient. She just said it right there.
the day, as long as there has to be some type of compromise as far as like asking for that patience as well as giving and trying as well. So I think that's sometimes where we can kind of hit like a bump in the road is my lack of patience sometimes.
Okay.
And him trying to come together to talk. I have had conversations with him, and I do sometimes hold him to a higher standard with age and experience as well,
Okay.
to know how to communicate.
Yeah.
So I think that's sometimes where my patience can come from. Simply is just like, okay, I'm trying the best I can. I want to make a relationship work. He has experience in relationship. I've had maybe like a year times frame with relationships, so
Ta-da! Another red flag. So he has been in relationships, which means he knows more about how relationships should run. You have barely had any long-term relationship. That's why you're rushing the process. That means you should probably listen to him and take it slow and be patient rather than trying to rush it. Like you just admitted, he has more relationship experience than you. So maybe you might want to go slow, just like he is doing, right? Because maybe the reason why your relationships didn't work out because you were rushing everything and being needy from the start. Like you guys literally just met. So you shouldn't expect him to call and text you every single day, first time for an hour. And then, because then when he doesn't, he's not able to do it because he's busy. And then what? Then the relationship ends. Hell breaks loose because he didn't FaceTime me for an hour.
I want to be able to learn these things, as far as communicating better with somebody. And I feel like there's so much potential there. It's just like, come on, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay. So you feel like you're having to really pull information out of him? Is that
yeah,
what it is?
information or just him. Honestly, I don't want to say caring, but it's like, what's up? Why are you quiet? You know what I mean? So sometimes it can be like that. So, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I try my best to call, talk, and it's like, let's talk the next day, or like let's leave it alone for right now. And it's just like, all right. So
Yeah, so for me, like I'm not gonna lie, I do struggle with time management. So
Okay.
I do have a lot of things going on right now. Working on my second master's. I got clients, like I said, and it's just I'm just trying to balance it. So yeah, I think that's I think that I have it in me to I think I definitely do have it in me to get to that potential. Like I said before, as long as she is patient, because I think that's something that maybe she needs to work on as well.
Finally, he speaks up for himself. And you see the look they're giving themselves? Like I said, it's 2 versus 1. It looks like Arlette is the host, but it's really 2 versus 1. You see, when he stands up for himself, they look at each other and smile like, he ain't saying shit. You know what I mean? So, sounds like she's not being patient with the man. She's requiring him to text and call every single day, and they just met. Like, give it some time. You're going to get to that point where you guys want to talk every day. But for now, we just met. Like, take it easy. You know what I mean? Like,
So
And maybe I do. And maybe I do.
And then so you mentioned like you have like a higher expectation of him because of age. What's the age difference again? How old are you, Josh?
so I'm 39.
39.
And I'm 28.
28. Okay, so that's good for you guys. Like the age gap is
Yeah.
not a problem.
It's absolutely not a problem.
Okay.
I like dating older men because realistically working out for me with men my age, it's I mean, we all are continuously growing and learning.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do really love dating older men because it comes knowledge, wisdom. So I guess with that, there are expectations. Just, with past relationships that I would have expected to kind of allowed you to learn something along the way as well, especially when I'm trying to give them my all at my little age. So, yeah.
No, if you want to date older men, maybe you might want to listen to the older men that you were dating. Maybe you want, if they say like let's be patient, or give me time, or let's take it easy or something. Maybe you want to listen. Maybe you don't want to rush the man to text you and call you every single day and then claim he doesn't communicate, you know?
Um,
Go ahead, Josh. I
So
think you want to say something.
that being said, I think we had this talk, and I said that everyone has different strengths and weaknesses within their lives, and I know that you feel like that should be a strength, but yeah, I may be strong in other areas, but that may be my weakness, and as long as you, like I said, allow me to build up on that weakness and turn it into a strength, I think that the potential is there, because I definitely want to make it work, and
yeah.
so yeah.
Okay, so what?
That was a good answer, Josh. Shout out to you. And he's right. Every person has strengths and weaknesses. Figure out what the other person's strengths are, what the other person's weaknesses are. And if they're showing and they're even vocalizing the fact they're trying to work on it and they're putting steps, that's okay. But if for you, all you care about is, oh, they're not giving me this, they're not giving me this, they're not giving me this, it's never going to work out. So for me, the way I see it, much as they look good as a couple, and I would hope they would do work out, the impatience, he's gonna get tired of her being impatient, and now she's gonna get tired of him not calling her and texting her every day.
Where are we today? I know you said you want to make it work. Sounds like you also want to make it work, but your patience is running a little thin. So where are we today? Like, if we leave here now, are you guys still talking, or is it like?
Well, you answer that. When's the last time we spoke? I believe Thursday was the last time we spoke.
Today is Sunday.
Yes, that's the longest we've been without speaking. Yes. Yeah.
Why? What's going on?
I'm still trying to honestly figure it out. I think that if I could get your perspective, and then maybe because I'm still trying to figure it out. So what do you think happened?
I feel like we've ran into conversation where we express certain doubt that we still may have with each other.
Okay.
Whether that be one or the other up and leaving, or whether that be just the topic of family or kids. Sometimes we just have difference of opinion.
Okay.
And I believe we went out Wednesday. We had dinner. This past Wednesday, we had dinner. It was okay, but also coming into that dinner, we were having a little bit of riffraff of a difference of an opinion. But of course,
you said on the family and children thing?
Yes, it was, and that conversation happened, I believe, Tuesday. So going into Wednesday, the dinner date, we kind of had quiet in the day, I would say. But we didn't allow that to stop us from having dinner. We had a great time. Thursday, I wanted to go over and just speak with him, just kind of fill out the vibes from the conversations that we've been having.
Okay.
I brought some dinner over. I brought some wine that we both like to drink. And I believe we were just honestly talking about, who's going to get in the shower first, I went and I asked him to keep an eye out on my dog for me, like while I'm in the shower. He has a dog as well.
Okay.
And he has a boy dog. So I just want to be able to make sure that they're.
And you have a girl dog?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure that they're safe, separate, and not hunching on each
other.
other.
Right.
Yes. So when I asked him if he can keep an eye out on my dog for me while I get in the shower, it was like, well, babe, I want to enjoy my food. Like, I'm trying to relax and enjoy my food. And I guess it made me a little frustrated from the lack of communication we've already been having throughout that week. And also, he mentions that he wants children, you know, sometime soon in the future. So I just feel like if we want to have children sometime later in the future, if that's something that we're talking about, and I need you to watch the baby while I go in the shower, when you're trying to enjoy your food, it's like, at what point do we have any type of compromise?
See, and this is what I don't like. Like, you cannot talk about dogs and then use that as a way of saying he won't be a good father once you guys have kids. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? And you cannot ask, you saw him eating, he was having his meal. Now, should he drop his meal because the queen wants him to watch her dog? Like, you saw the man having his meal. How about, let me wait for you to finish eating. Once you're done enjoying your meal, then I'll go in the shower. Then I can ask you to watch the dog. But for you, it's because everything is all about you. Call me, text me every day, watch my dog, or listen to me, or this and this. You think he should stop eating his meal and watch your dog because you are going to the shower. How about you are understanding? I mean, Josh, run. Josh, I'm sorry, but you gotta run. Now she's judging whether you'll be a good father because you refused to put your foot down to watch her dog while she was in the shower. Yet she could have waited for you to finish your food so she can go to the shower and then you can watch her dog. Can you imagine? Now she's judging whether you're a good father just because you refused to watch her dog because you were having your meal. I mean, Josh, just run, man. I was wishing the best for you, but for me, that's the red flag. Anyone who's going to use one situation to judge your whole character, especially thinking you won't be a good father because you refuse to watch a dog, like, that's some BS. That's some bullshit, like, for real.
Is to help me out. You know, marriage is always the goal. You know, he still wants to be married and have children, but you don't want to be married and still a single parent doing things on your own. So it did frustrate me. When I got out the shower, you know, he asked me like, yo, what's going on? You kind of saying things in the shower or whatever. I'm like, if this the end. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm like, can't watch my dog. Like, I need to just shower. Like, and I get out the shower, you know.
Man, the passive aggressiveness. I hope he runs.
He's like, babe, what's going on or whatever. I'm just like, you know, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating, our communication, let alone like, you want to watch the dog or excuse me, the lack thereof, and just whatever. And he looked and he just grabbed his towel and he went in the shower and he didn't say anything. And I just took my items and I just left.
Well, what did you want him to say? You were throwing a tantrum. You were saying all these things. You want him to match your energy? Someone got to be mature enough and let the situation go down, and then we can revisit the situation later. You wanted him to match your energy and go off just the way you're going off and throwing F-bombs? No, he did the right thing.
So, and we hadn't really spoken much since. So,
let's hear from Josh as well. Let's hear from you, Josh.
Yeah, so definitely, you know, at that moment in time, I take full accountability. You know, my lack of consideration. You know, at the time, I just had got in from work. I was tired. She brought food over. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I just ate it. Like,
I was like, what? What about me?
I was hungry.
Forget the dog. Forget you.
I got
My
off
stomach
work
comes
too.
first. Okay.
So, but now that I look back and I can see how, you know, the time spent coming to my place and you know, getting everything ready. I could see how much work she put into that, and I just felt like maybe I didn't like reciprocate that in the best way I could have. So, I apologize. I'm a work in progress, you know, and yeah. So
that's growth from Josh right there. If anything, you know, I'm sure he felt some way about the situation, but rather than really voicing what he feels, he's like, you know what? I'll take accountability. You want to play the victim, sure, but I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. You know, and it is what it is. Shout out to you, Josh. I'm not going to complete the video because then you guys will have to go to Arlette Amuli's channel and finish it. I'll link it down below. But I mean, for Josh, everything seems like she wants it to be all about her. And for me, I'm not comfortable with that. and he's seeing it. I think because she's beautiful, she's soft spoken, so he's trying his best. Because men, we are so weakened by beauty, right? So he can see she's beautiful, like she's soft spoken, she's doing all these little nice things, but he can tell she's gonna be impatient with him, but he doesn't want to let go. He want to keep trying, but he has seen those signs of where she's going. The impatience is gonna run him out, but he's like, I want to give it one more try. But eventually, it's gonna end. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Full link down below to Arlette Amuli's channel. Till next time, peace.